They ignored Marcus at the table, called him support staff, and let police drag him out like he didn't belong, just another black man questioned in a room he helped build. His work was stolen, his voice silenced, and the system closed ranks against him, just like it always had. But one call would shatter their power, expose every lie, and turn the entire room upside down. What happened next would shock even those who've seen it all, but let's start from the beginning. When Marcus re-entered the room, every eye was on him. No whispers now. Just silence. Collins stood up. "Marcus, we were just saving it?" Marcus said calmly. Before Collins could answer, the doors opened again. This time, it wasn't the police. It was Mr. Harrison. The investor. The real power behind the deal. He walked straight past Collins. Straight to Marcus. "Mr. Reed," he said, extending his hand. "I believe we've spoken." Marcus shook it. "Yes, sir." The room shifted. Completely. Harrison turned slowly. "I heard everything." He glanced at the officers. "You can leave." They did, quickly. Then he faced Collins. "You called this man support staff?" Collins stammered. "There's been a misunderstanding." "No," Harrison said. "There's been a pattern." Jamal's video played on someone's phone. The room heard it all, the dismissal, the whispers, the call. Harrison's voice hardened. "I don't invest in companies that ignore their own brilliance." He turned to Marcus. "But I do invest in people like you." Marcus felt something shift inside him. Not anger now. Clarity. "I appreciate that," Marcus said. "But I'm not staying where I'm not respected." Silence again. Then Harrison nodded. "Good. Then let's build something better." Across the room, Collins looked like a man watching everything collapse. Later that week, the story hit the media. The video. The confrontation. The truth. Public reaction was swift. The firm issued apologies. Policies changed. Collins resigned. But more importantly, Marcus didn't just win. He walked away with power. That night, sitting with his family, his sister smiled. "Told you," she said. "Don't shrink." Marcus nodded. For the first time in a long time. He didn't feel invisible. He felt seen. The hallway felt colder. Marcus stood facing the officers, hands visible, habit, not instruction. "What's the report?" he asked, steady but tense. "One of the employees reported suspicious behavior," the officer said. "Said you didn't belong in the meeting." Marcus let out a breath, half disbelief, half exhaustion. "I work here." The officer glanced at his partner. "We just need to verify." Marcus nodded slowly. "Of course you do." Inside, anger burned. Not loud, but deep. Years of this. Being questioned. Second-guessed. Reduced. Back in the room, his entire career sat on the line. And now this. His phone buzzed again. This time, it was Jamal. "They're watching. Whole thing's on video." Marcus looked up. "Am I being detained?" The officer hesitated. "No." "Then I'd like to make a call." The officer nodded. Marcus dialed one number. "Put it on speaker." "Reed speaking," said a calm, authoritative voice. Marcus spoke clearly. "Sir, I believe the partnership deal is being compromised." A pause. Then, explain. Marcus didn't hold back. The dismissal. The false report. The police. Silence on the line. Then the voice changed, colder. "I'm on my way." Marcus ended the call. The officers exchanged glances. "Who was that?" one asked. Marcus met his eyes. "The man funding this entire deal." Inside the conference room, tension had turned into panic. Phones were out. Emails flying. Jamal's video was already spreading. And Marcus? He walked back in, not as support staff, but as the man they should have listened to. The meeting dragged on, and Marcus watched his work being praised, just not his name. Brilliant approach, the client said. Very thorough. Collins smiled. Thank you. My team works hard. My team. Marcus clenched his pen. Finally, he spoke again. If I may clarify. Collins sighed, louder this time. Marcus, please. We're on a timeline. The dismissal hit sharper now. Across the table, one of the junior analysts, Jamal, met Marcus's eyes. There was frustration there. Recognition too. Marcus wasn't crazy. This was happening. Then things escalated. The client began questioning a key assumption, Marcus's assumption. It seems optimistic, she said. What's backing this? Collins hesitated. For a split second, silence filled the room. Marcus knew the answer. He built it. But Collins spoke anyway, guessing. And he got it wrong. The client frowned. That doesn't align with the data. Now the room shifted. Tension. Marcus leaned in, calm but firm. If I may, those figures are based on regional market corrections from Q3. The adjusted model accounts for. Collins snapped. Marcus, I said. Let him speak, the client interrupted. Silence. Marcus continued, steady now. Confident. As he explained, the energy in the room changed. Heads nodded. Even the client leaned forward, interested. But just as momentum built, the door opened. 2 police officers stepped in. Marcus Reed, one asked. The room froze. Marcus blinked. Yes? We need you to step outside. Confusion. Shock. Collins looked relieved. What is this about? Marcus asked. A report was filed, the officer said. We'll explain outside. Marcus stood slowly. Heart pounding. Not here. Not again. As he walked out, he heard whispers behind him. And Jamal's quiet voice, this ain't right. Marcus stepped into the hallway. He knew this moment could break everything. Or change everything. Marcus Reed adjusted his tie as he stepped into the glass-walled conference room. The skyline stretched behind the executives, but no one looked at him. Not really. All right, let's get started, said Mr. Collins, the senior partner, barely glancing Marcus's way. Marcus took his seat at the far end of the table. He had built half the strategy they were about to present. Weeks of sleepless nights. Data models. Risk projections. Every number, they were his. But when the presentation began, his name disappeared. And as we concluded, Collins said, clicking through slides Marcus created. Marcus leaned forward. Actually, that projection. Collins raised a hand without looking. We'll get to questions later. The room went quiet. A few people shifted uncomfortably. Most didn't. Marcus sat back, jaw tight. He'd seen this before. Ideas taken. Voice dismissed. Presence tolerated but never respected. Then came the client, a major investment firm. Millions on the line. One of their reps, a white woman in her 60s, whispered loud enough, "Who's that at the end?" "Just support staff," someone muttered. Marcus heard it. Inside, something twisted. Years of being overlooked flooded back, school, early jobs, even the night police stopped him outside his own apartment. He remembered the officer's voice, "Hands where I can see them." No apology after. Now here he was again, different room, same feeling. Invisible. But this time, something was different. His phone buzzed once on the table. A message from his sister. You earned your seat. Don't let them shrink you. Marcus exhaled slowly. Across the table, Collins kept talking. But Marcus? He was done waiting to be acknowledged.